What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at this 2024 Ford F-150 Platinum. This one's finished in Carbonized Grey. MSRP is $84,000. Big shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this truck for today's video. Take a look at their website, links down below. Underneath the hood of this 2024 Ford F-150 Platinum, you're going to find the 3.5 liter twin turbocharged EcoBoost V6 engine. This pumps out 400 horsepower with 500 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to the rear wheels. However, we of course have a four-wheel drive transfer case. This truck weighs in around 5,000 pounds, has a 36-gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 16 miles per gallon in the city with 24 out on the highway, and max towing configuration can be up to 14,000 pounds. The overall length is 232 inches with a wheelbase at 145.4, width is 79.9, and height is 77.1 inches. And for some off-road capabilities, approach angle is 25.9 degrees, breakover angle is 19.8 degrees, ground clearance is 9.8 inches, and then departure angle is 24.9 degrees. Moving on to the exterior styling with the 2024 Ford F-150 Platinum. This one does have the 702A package, which bumps up the price to that 84 grand mark. You're gonna see a really cool set of LED headlights. You can see the white a little bit right now in the direct sunlight, and then they fade down into the LED daytime running lights in the fog lights. Have a nice blacked out housing. You can see the colors to them as well, and the headlights blend really nicely to the gloss black grille. You can also see the white and black Ford logo with a forward-facing camera. Lots of openings to provide maximum cooling to the twin turbo engine. You got body color down below on the front bumper, along with all of your parking sensors, steel tow hooks as well, and then more openings throughout the center. It's a pretty good looking truck, kind of similar to the previous year's Tremor, so I kind of like the extra bold style to the front end with the 2024 model. The hood wraps into the grille as well, which is a really nice style. And then you can see some sharp body lines throughout that hood as well. You got some trim pieces in the upper portion of the hood, more sharp body lines throughout it. So a really good looking front end design for sure. As we make our way to the side profile, you got a nice set of 20-inch wheels, multi-spoke design in gloss black, and then you have a nice sharp body line throughout that front fender. You're gonna see the F-150 Platinum badge on this front trim piece, and then you can see a nice body line throughout this side of these doors. We have body colors for the door handles along with the mirror caps, integrated turn signal along with a side view camera, and when you lock and unlock it, these are also power operated. You can open them up as well. You're also going to see a set of power folding side steps. They have a gloss black trim piece, and there's even a button back here that you can easily kick if you want to automatically close them. They're going to automatically open as well once you get close to the truck. We have gloss black for the B pillars, nice design around the windows, and then a panoramic sunroof up on top. Take a look at the side profile, very proportional as any F-150 with a full crew cab is going to be. Nice sharp lines throughout it. Got the FX-4 off-road package as well, and a nice set of LED taillights. Down below you can see the exhaust tip, body color for the rear bumper with more of your parking sensors, trailer hitch, all of your connections on the right side, and you have a massive Ford logo with F-150 written out. Platinum is written in the upper portion in a nice font with your backup camera, and then Ford's new tailgate. This is a pretty cool design. So you do have a traditional tailgate. You can just press the button right here. It is power operated. It's going to automatically open up. You're going to have these spots like before for C-clamps where you can use this as your work truck, and then we have a measuring tape as well throughout this cover. Now we do have just a painted bed liner for this one. You're going to see some LED lights. We have power outlets as well, and then a few hooks throughout it. Now you can either reach around, grab the button, or just giving it a little pull, it's gonna automatically close. Now the cool new feature for this specific one, over here you're gonna see an arrow. When you press this, you now have a barn door. Kind of like the way Ram does it. So you have a nice entryway with a barn door style, giving you a little bit better access to reach things within the truck. So it looks pretty neat the way it's set up, and then very easily we can push it and close it up. I also do like how it's much more symmetrical than the Ram, so it looks pretty nice overall. And then coming around the back, good style like any F-150 with a power sliding rear glass, and then your third brake light and extra camera up above. Moving on to the key fob, we get lock, unlock, remote start, power liftgate, panic button, and then just some black and silver throughout it. If I go ahead and lock the truck, I can just walk up to this vehicle. You are going to have a keypad right here to lock and unlock it, and then you can just grab it and it automatically unlocks. This interior has the black leather. You're gonna see some blue accents throughout it as well, which is a really cool look. And then throughout the door panel, you're gonna get this black leather material up above, blue piping along with this black Alcantara, and then nice padding on the armrest with more blue accents. You have your release handle and grab handle, all of your window controls, lock and unlock memory seating, Bang & Olufsen audio, part of that 702 package, and then a ton of hidden storage space all throughout it. Taking a look at the door sill, you're gonna see the Platinum logo, a nice look at the side steps, and then all of your power controls on the left side of the seat with some chrome trim. Closer look at the seats, you can see the smooth black leather, all the perforated leather throughout the center, and then I really like the blue strip you'll see. So really luxurious looking seats. I like the stitching down below with this pattern, and then you got Platinum right in the center with more of the blue accents, smooth leather all throughout it. Great looking seats. Black leather steering wheel with Platinum written down below. And then now inside the 2024 F-150 Platinum, keep my foot on the brake, we can fire it up. You have the two massive LCD screens that are going to turn on. Ford logo right in the center, and then controls on the left side for cruise control as well as audio, and then right side if you want media controls and the center screen control. So if we take a look at the center LCD screen backing out of there, and you can scroll up and down and see a few different items. So under the My View, we can go into here, scroll up and down, see a few different things throughout the center. So a nice amount of information to be able to see. Calm view as well. Hitting menu, we have trip information, heads-up display you're able to adjust. Off-road, if we go into here, you can see a few more settings. So pitch and roll status, things like that. So there's all sorts of different information you're able to view in this, which is a really good touch. Navigation as well will pop up. On the left side, you're going to see the stock for the turn signal as well as some windshield wiper controls. And then down below here, you have all sorts of controls. You have lights for your mirrors, tailgate release, interior dimming, the dome light in the bed, power park and brake along with your pedal adjustment, one of your air vents, heads-up display system, and then this cool soft touch vinyl material up on the dash. You have this aluminum color for the upper glove box. Pressing that button, you have a pretty good amount of space in here. And then you have this cool bezel trim surrounding the infotainment. You have F-Series written out on this plastic. Up above, we have the auto start stop, shortcut to cameras, parking, traction control, downhill assist. And then this screen is basically what you're used to seeing on any up-to-date Ford. So you can scroll through this left side of the screen, see all sorts of different information. We have apps as well, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Going into settings, you can view a few more items. We have features as well we can toggle into. Running boards are able to adjust, things like that. On the right side, we can toggle this screen. You can easily see all sorts of different information that's going to pop up. And then on a lot of these, if there is an arrow next to it, you're actually able to swipe it over into this screen, which is a really cool touch. I also have this icon you can tap and then just swipe these up and down. If I go ahead and put the truck into reverse, you got your backup camera popping up, top-down view. We can also tap this and you can change a few different designs. So full backup camera with parking sensors. We have more of a 3/4 view, trailer hitch view as well, which is a great touch to see. You can view what's in the bed and then just going back into park. So nice screen overall. On the left, we have our Pro trailer where you can easily adjust all of that. We have the braking as well, and then we have drive modes. We can toggle this left and right. It'll pop up on the dashboard to see all your different modes, from normal to slippery. We have the off-road setting, terrain as well, and this one even automatically pops up your camera with tire marks. So nice amount of drive modes depending on how you'd like to drive the truck. And then along with that, we have all of our 4-wheel drive controls, 4 high, 2 high, 4 low. And then underneath all that, you're gonna see climate and radio controls. We have volume, screen on, off, and then your dual zone temperature, heated and ventilated seating with fan speed right in the center. When you make any control, it's gonna pop up on the screen as well, which is a nice touch to see. And then on the right side, we have a few different extra plugs. Down below in the center, you can slide this open. We have wireless phone charging, extra storage, along with some USBs. Then we have 2 cup holders on the right, good slot to store your cell phone. And then right here, if you press that button, it'll get the shifter out of the way. We have storage right here as well. And then along the armrest, it says Platinum. You got that blue, the black leather, and you can lift this open this way and use this as a workstation. So if this is your work truck, you can put your laptop here, papers, food, or whatever you need. And then on top of that, of course, we can press the button in the front, lift this open. We have a removable cargo area, extra storage space all throughout it. And then on the right side, we also have a standard glove box. One last look at the interior. Ford's newest F-150. Definitely a nice truck to be in. Tons of amenities, really comfortable and roomy. We have that massive sunshade up above, speakers mounted in the ceiling, You even have a sunglass holder you can pop open, dome light controls, power sliding rear glass, all these sunroof controls, thin mirror as well, and garage door buttons on the visor. Moving on to the rear seat space, if I just grab the door handle, open it up, you will notice that these have already popped open since I got close to the truck. Door panels finished off like we see up front. You got the nice smooth black leather, the blue piping, and then the nice ultra suede. Got your release handle just like up in front, a little bit of storage, more storage down below. And then this can seat 3 people back here. Similar seating design with all the same cool stitching design, the materials and everything. In the center, we can pull this down. You're gonna have a nice armrest with 2 cup holders. And then for some amenities, you do have heated seats back here, climate vents, a few different plugs, extra storage and cup holders, and then storage all behind these front seats. You can also grab the bases, lift these up, and you have a ton of storage all hidden down below with this nice plastic box that you can collapse and get nice and flat depending on what kind of storage you're gonna need. From here, you can just pull it nicely down. So hopping into the backseat of the F-150, this is a nice size truck as you would expect. Great for the family, great for the work, you know, whatever you need. At 5'11", I'm sitting here with a couple inches of headroom with the sunroof open. Of course, you're gonna have all that light let in, which is a really good touch. Huge windows all throughout it to where you feel really nice and open. And with the driver's seat at my height, I have so much legroom and foot room, not bad. Seats are at a pretty good recline. You definitely feel like you're sitting high up. Of course, power sliding rear glass. So honestly, can't really complain at all in the back of an F-150. All right, so setting off now in the Ford F-150. So I like the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, barely touching the gas, and you're right up to speed. So this truck is adequately powered. This is a really good engine. Obviously, probably the most popular engine as of right now. You can still get a V8 in certain trim levels, and then of course there's a smaller one, high output engines, hybrid, electrics. There are so many options that Ford is giving you with the F-150. This Platinum rides really nice. This is incredibly smooth. I got my ventilated seat on. I mean, this is honestly a luxurious truck. For 84 grand, it better drive really nice, but it's so smooth with the 10-speed transmission and the power, so it's effortless just to get up to speed, nothing jerky about it. The suspension is absorbing bumps very nicely and it feels like just luxury. It's also pretty quiet here, a nice little undertone of the engine exhaust, but just normal driving, you don't really hear wind noise or road noise or anything like that. The steering has a nice weight to it. It feels really solid. I mean, this thing just glides, honestly. Visibility is really good too. Huge windshield. I love how the windows dip down, kind of famous for F-150s. Helps you out seeing your mirrors. Mirrors do a good job letting you know what's going on behind you. And like in any pickup truck, honestly, really easy to see around. Seats themselves, very padded. Lots of different adjustments to really get them in the perfect position. I don't think you can complain with the driving experience. It's a really nice truck. And of course, when you look at the whole spectrum of F-150, there are so many trims you can get from much more affordable to well over $100,000 trucks. So they've done a good job giving you a big spectrum. This one seems very well appointed for the price tag as well. Obviously, it's not cheap, but you know, it's not too crazy when you take a look at a fully loaded truck. But good use of storage as well. Brakes do a good job. And then using the interior, all the buttons and everything, I think the screen in the center, I like how it's simple looking, but also looks really nice and modern. And then the center infotainment, it's not too hard going through everything while driving. I will say it's a little bit of a reach to get to some of these that you gotta kind of scroll through, so you're probably not really gonna be using everything on the screen while you're driving. Set up your nav, you're good to go, and just have your music playing. So it's simple enough, but also looks good. It fits the interior very well as well. And then I think the use of materials, I think you're touching like the leather on the steering wheel, the shifter, the seats, armrests, everything does feel nice. The use of plastics isn't too crazy. There is some kind of cheap plastics that are kind of shiny looking. You can tell they're kind of cheap, but they look fine given you're not really like touching them all the time. So I don't really see any major complaints with the build quality. It feels like a solid truck. It looks good every which way you look inside. And just the driving quality, the ride quality is just really nice. So if you want a capable truck, of course this thing is good for towing, still doing some off-road things with it, given it does have those capabilities. I mean, this could be a pretty solid truck to pick up. So my honest thoughts now with this F-150 Platinum, this is a pretty sweet truck, honestly. Yes, it's not cheap and trucks are getting really expensive these days. However, you can still get a new F-150 under 50 grand nicely equipped. So they at least do have a pretty good spectrum across the board. This one, kind of where I would want to buy it at, just because it does have a lot of nice features, but we're not, $100,000, which is definitely crazy. I like the new tailgate. I think that's a pretty cool design. I've never been a fan of the way Ram did it with the barn door. I think it looked really dumb having just a random line down it. This one being symmetrical, I think looks good aesthetically, but then also gives you just enough space to load stuff in and out with that closer spot to stand. So I think they did a cool job with the tailgate, and it still operates like your typical one. It does mean you're losing that step that a lot of the other F-150s are going to have. So of course that's optional. You can kind of mix and match, pick the tailgate that's going to work for you. But if you're always using the bed, not necessarily loading maybe big items in it, it's a pretty good way to use it. I think my favorite thing is just the ride quality. It's so nice to drive this truck. A lot of people these days, especially in the US, are buying trucks like this as their daily drivers. Like, seems a little overkill to have pretty much a full-size truck as your daily, but that's what people are doing. They're using these to take the kids to school, go on a family road trip, things like that. And a truck like this is pretty cool because it can do so much. And yes, again, they're really expensive now, but it can do everything. It can tow your family boat. You maybe have a horse trailer, you can tow that. You can still tow work things and use this on a job site, towing maybe a big boat if you work for a boat company, a big trailer with a skid steer or whatever. I mean, this is a truck that truly can be a workhorse, but then also on those weekends, be the family hauler. Your kids, your family are going to be fitting in the back comfortably. You have all the luxury amenities for a long road trip. So, you can kind of justify the price given it can do everything. It can truly be your one vehicle that can do it all. Whether it's work, fun, or family, you can literally do it in a truck like this. And I think the way this rides, since it drives so nice and smooth, it makes you want to rack up the miles. And the EcoBoost is so smooth and plenty powerful. I mean, just touching the throttle, not even 4,000 RPM, effortlessly getting up to speed with a really smooth shifting. So I'm enjoying just how refined this truck feels. It still feels like a truck. I mean, it's got the size, it feels big, you're up tall, up above the other traffic around you, but at the same time it has that soft touch to where it's luxury to drive in. It's not just bouncing over bumps. And given that with this type of technology and build quality, if you are going to be towing something big, hauling, driving off-road, it's going to be very solid, and it's going to be able to do all that stuff with ease. We're going to be more comfortable using it as a workhorse or using it for the fun stuff. So I feel like Ford's done a good job, and I like the updates with the interior. It feels much more premium, on par with some other brands. I think maybe Ford and GM, I would say, are my favorite interiors now. I think Ram is starting to slack now that that one has been out for several years. So it seems like this is a good way to go. I don't really see any major complaints with it. It does what you need to do. It's got all the tech, all the cool options. It's luxurious, it's comfortable, and you don't have to get one this expensive. There's other ones that are much more affordable that are still nicely equipped, which is a good touch to see. But there is the 2024 Ford F150. Cool taking a look at the new tailgate design. Pretty nice way to add some extra use back there if needed. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content. And a big shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this F-150 for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. And I'll see you all in the next video.